Guys, it's Riley here. It's just a video about my home that I bought. It's my first home, but I'm also kind of doing the figures around whether it would be a good rental property. Um, First thing I just want to say, I haven't mentioned it in the other videos, but just if you can, leave a like, subscribe, or leave a comment or something just to help out the YouTube channel a bit. Okay, into the house. So I bought it for 420,000, the purchase price. I put down 5k of closing costs just because I did make quite a few offers, and for some of them we got accepted and had to pay builders reports and legal fees. So I've kind of wrapped three accepted offers, purchase prices or closing costs into basically this one house, because I spent that money to get this house. So I've got a 20k reno budget. I haven't finished the renos. I've only just started, done like 2 rooms and a bit of other stuff here and there. I've spent 8,000 so far, but that's got me like all the tools I'll need to do pretty much the rest of the job, and most of the paint I'll need to finish up as well, the whole house. So that puts my all-in cost at 445,000, and the estimated weekly rent will be $440 once the house is complete. So if you look over on the right here, 84 deposit plus 5k closing costs and 20k reno is 109k that I've tied up into this house, or that I will have by the time it's ready to rent out. So that is a lot of money, and that is the thing that makes this purchase like not the best investment. But like the way I saw it when I was looking at buying it was, this is my first house. I need to get into the market and like get the experience, like start renovating properties and just understanding everything about the whole property investing business, because I had no experience with that whatsoever. So now I have a lot more experience than I did, and it's looking a lot more feasible than it was. Just kind of had to get in there and deep end myself, and it's actually worked out real well, I think. So up the top there, total estimated rental income, 22,880. And next we'll head into the expenses. Obviously the biggest expense is going to be the mortgage, which is $608 a fortnight, which is on a 2.49% loan, so it's actually really affordable. The insurance is about $104 a month. I think that may change when if I move out and turn it into a rental property. I imagine the insurance would be a bit more for a rental property than it would be for owner occupied. The rates, 26, 23 a year, which is what it is, gotta pay it. The management, so I've included that in the expenses because there's a chance I'll be moving out of the city at some point, and at which point it'll have to be managed. And also I have no experience managing it myself. I feel like if I'm going to get any property managed by a property manager, it should be my first one, so that they can give me a good base, help me to understand property management, and also make that connection for in the future if I want to use them again. So my total expenses, $21,967 per year. So then if you take that yearly rental income, 22,880, and then your yearly expenses, 21,967, it creates the $913 a year positive cash flow, which is $35 a fortnight, which, calling it cash flow is just like, it's not really cash flow, it's just it's close to neutral, which is what I was after. Like $35 a fortnight allows me, I guess, a bit of money for maintenance, if it builds up maintenance over time, or if I have vacancies. It's actually not enough to cover maintenance or vacancies, but I mean, it is what it is. I tried to get something good, and this is what I got, so I'm in the game at least. The mortgage is a 30-year principal and interest on a 1-year fixed at 2.49%. I'm hoping the interest rates will actually drop by the time I refix it, but after that refixing, it'll probably be going up thereafter. So I haven't really calculated that into the costs that it could be going up, but if I can next year, I will refix for a longer term, probably. But the longer terms may then have gone up because they expect the shorter terms to have gone up as well. And so who knows? We'll see how that works out. Just as a little nice to know, I got cash back of $3,000 from the bank when I took out the mortgage. And all I have to do to retain that money is stay with the same bank for the first 3 years. Following that, I can look at moving banks, or I can ask the same bank, which is ANZ, for another lot of cash back, which could potentially happen. Maybe also might not, depends on what the competitive mortgage market is like at the time, I guess. So my wishful thinking, once I've done the renovations and it's all done and it's ready to rent out, I'm not going to revalue the property simply because the cash flow is already quite neutral, and if I were to revalue it and take any money out for the next one, then I would have a negative cash flow, which would make it even harder for me to then purchase another property in the future, because they'd be basing it off my income, which would be less than what it was before I bought this first house. Also, you're supposed to have 30% into an investment property, so when I move out, should be aiming for 30% really. From the research that I've done, it looks like the property could be revalued to $475,000 if I'm lucky. So I put wishful thinking. I don't have the most knowledge on this topic, so I'm basically just making educated guesses to the best of my knowledge. But 475 would be a good number. The equity, it would make the equity 141,000, which is pretty decent, I would say. If you take the 109,000 that I've put into it, that would be 32,000 profit, I believe, which is basically what I'd be getting paid for my time on the renovation, which, I mean, it's gonna take like 6 months to get the whole thing done, so it's a lot of time, a lot of man hours. Also, I could potentially run over budget on my renovations, so there's a bit of a window there, just learning opportunity really. If it did revalue to 475,000 by the time I revalued it, which would be 6 months after owning the property, which would be March next year, the LVR would be 29.5% equity. That's more in line with what an investment property should be, for 30% deposit or equity, which that makes me feel a lot more comfortable, like having the house and knowing that it is slightly cash flow positive. It's not the best investment property, but it was what I could get at the time. I really just, after looking for a house for 2 years and then kind of getting a bit more educated towards the end, like I just had to buy what I could at the time, and then that's my first step. stock market was my second step, which I was doing concurrently. And then my third step will likely be cashing out of the stock market and getting a second investment property sometime next year. Hopefully. That's my goal. Anyway, thanks for watching, and like and subscribe. Tune into the next one. Keep up to date on my journey and see that it's like really doable for a New Zealander on an average wage to actually get into this stuff, investing in property and investing in the stock market and making some money, bridging the wealth gap. Thanks for watching. Bye.